Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good. I thought I would jump on here to do a match review yesterday, the game. I didn't want to, come on straight after. I wanted time to reflect because that really was really bad from us. Yeah, it's just like it's hard to take in. Like I didn't expect, um Villa to win, considering it's at home, I expected us to win. So for me, it's hard to process, and I do feel as though the league at the moment, I'm not confident we're going to win it now. Obviously, it is still possible we can win the league, but in my opinion, it just feels very unlikely now that we will win it. So for me, it's a difficult one to take. And I know a lot of the fan base, not a lot of the fan base actually, I know a lot of people online are starting to question Arteta, and I think everyone's entitled to do that. We're all entitled to our own opinions. I think for me, I just feel very deflated. I feel very frustrated because I do feel as though the title is gone now. Because Man City, when they've been in this position, they never drop points, do they? And I don't see them dropping points now. Considering how good they've been, in Liverpool dropping points, it was our moment to capitalise on that and win this game to prove to people that we're still going to be up there. I mean, we are a few points behind Man City. It's still possible. I just feel like realistically we probably won't win it now, unfortunately. Hey Wookie Cookie, hope you're okay. Evening Soph, hope you're well and okay. I'm good, thank you. Hope you are okay too. Yeah, obviously it's a really difficult one to take. I just think the second half we absolutely struggled. I think Villa was so much better than us in the second half. They deserved to win. I think for me, the first half, if we take our chances, then we win that game, don't we? We had a lot of chances, I think. You know what? The only sort of problem I do have, Arteta, right? I'm going to just get that out of the way. People have questioned him. I think the only thing that I was a bit, we should have changed is that I just feel like when these players are working well together, why change it? Why bring different players in? It's really frustrating. I mean, Jesus came in, I think, for me. He had a lot of energy in the Champions League game, so I could understand why he started him. But I just feel like we know what system works, so why change it? Zinchenko started, and I'm going to just speak about that. I know people have had their say on him. For me, he did do good in the Champions League game the other night, and I get where Arteta started him today, because if you do good, you should start, your next game. But I feel like he's a bit of a liability. I've said this so many times on these streams that I don't feel comfortable with him defensively. He's a good defender, I'm sorry, but he's not good at defending. In other aspects of the game, he has lots of qualities, but the fact Arteta kept him on for so long, I just don't understand why. I think Arteta's got to really realise that when a player isn't doing good, you have to take them off, whether that's at half time, whether that's in the 70th minute. And yeah, I felt a bit surprised to see him stay on for so long. I just think, I looked at the second goal we conceded as well, and Smith Rowe was sat there defending. I'm just thinking, like, why is he in that position there? Where was Saliba? Where's Gabriel? But Villa were just so good. Martinez in that first half was absolutely amazing. I think he did a really good job, didn't he? Defending. So his saves defensively were so incredible. It was really hard to get something past them. So yeah, the first half, it does feel like a missed opportunity, because if we would have taken our chances, like people have said, we would have won that game, wouldn't we? We would have had a lot of confidence. I do wonder if the Bayern game has affected the team's confidence, because obviously it was good that we came back to win it, to get to score 2-2. But I just feel like, the performance from us wasn't good overall. We made a lot of errors. And I just feel like we've really got to pick ourselves up from here. That is going to be the essential thing. I mean, listen, if we don't win the league, I'll be very disappointed. Of course I would, because, a few days ago, the league was in our hands, and now it's not in our hands anymore. I mean, obviously it did surprise me to see Liverpool dropping points. I'd much rather them win it than Man City. But I think, like I've just said, it's a big shock that we've lost that game. The manner we did it as well. I think overall, as a performance, I felt like we were very average in that game, and especially in the second half, but we were okay. I do want to speak about Trossard because I've said from the start, I think he's been an incredible signing. For me, I much prefer him when he comes on as a substitute because he does make this impact. He's able to, help us win games, get points, gets wins out of games when he comes on. So for me, in my opinion, I much prefer him as a substitute. But I do get where Arteta starts him. I completely understand. It's just a difficult position. I mean, I think that game really needed Jorginho, and I would have loved to see him start. Obviously, it was a difficult one to judge because I did like to see Partey, but I also feel like he is so important in that midfield. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think. Do you think the league is gone now? I mean, for me personally, I don't see Man City dropping points. I mean, I know Man City play Spurs, and that game is a bit of a weird game. Man City always struggle against Spurs, but for me, it's going to be a difficult ask for us to win our remaining games. We've got United away, Spurs away. We've got really difficult ones coming up. So, yeah, it's obviously really, devastating, that game. I woke up this morning and I still felt very deflated by it. I felt like, it's just really hard because, like Ricky Cookie said here, it's like this time of the year is when we struggle, when we drop off a bit, isn't it? And I just feel like we had our moment in Dubai where, we came back, we were so much stronger, and now yesterday we were really struggling to score. It was really, really difficult, so I'm a bit concerned, really. Hey Victor, hope you're okay. Lovely to see you in here as always. I'm not Arteta out, but I'm still confused about putting Havertz back in midfield when he's doing a lot better up front. That's what I mean. Like, I think if Arteta knows something's working, then why change it? We know that Havertz, is scoring a lot of goals this season, has proven to be, really important for us in that role. So, like you said, there's no need to put him there. If we know something's working, then why change it? So, yeah, I just feel very deflated today. I still do, but we have the Champions League game, and that could be a good opportunity for us to win that. Obviously, I think it's going to be really tough for us to win the Champions League because, you know what, the second leg at Bayern Munich, I think it's going to be really difficult. But you know what, I think that would be a good opportunity. I think we really need to win some silverware this season. Yes, the league is gone. Our fixtures are brutal, and I see us dropping more points. Yeah, I think for me, like you look at, like I've just said, United. I know United haven't been great this season, but I look at that game and I think going to Old Trafford's not going to be easy. And I just feel like, it's going to be tough. I mean, Man City, can they drop points? Obviously, it's possible, but I just feel like, when they've been in this position, they never drop points, do they? They're always in a really good hand. So it's it's just really tough. I do feel very devastated because I did think it was our time now to obviously, win the league. I'm not saying we can't win the league. I just feel like it's not as likely as it was. I just felt like yesterday would have been the perfect day to win because, Liverpool dropped points. It just felt like the right time for us, to prove to people that, we can win the league. I mean, like I've just said, we can do it. But it's out of our hands now. We've got to rely on Man City to drop points. I mean, I think the positive at the moment is our goal difference is actually pretty good, which is a really good thing to look back on. And we just need to keep winning our remaining games. But like I've said, the league, yeah, it's really hard because, you can see it as, a lot of people say it's only 7 cup finals to go. And I just feel like the team, like, Rookie Cookie said, it's this stage of the season where for some reason we struggle. I think yesterday, some of the players did look a bit fatigued. Saka didn't have the best game, and I know he played in the Champions League game, so I feel like a lot of our players are struggling a bit, which I do worry about. I think, like the left back position is a really interesting one. For me personally, I'm a big fan of Kivior, like a lot of you know. I would really stick to him or Tomiyasu. I feel like Zinchenko. It's going to be tough in the summer, but I just feel like he's making too many mistakes. I get anxious watching him. I don't feel settled with him. He's making too many mistakes and he's dead sloppy. So for me, we've just got to play other players over him. I mean, like I said, Champions League, we can win that. So I feel like we've got to stay, focus on that. I think we should really both put our eggs in both baskets. I know the league last season we put all of our eggs in, the league in that basket, and I feel like this season we've got to. I think we should do a bit of both. But if we got far in the Champions League, I'd be really impressed with that. But it does feel really devastating, doesn't it, how it's ending now? But like a lot of people I've seen online do still believe, and I admire their positivity. And I'm not saying here we're not going to win the league, but I just really feel as though the league is done. I just feel like it's going to be really difficult for Man City to drop points because they are so incredible to watch. They're a great team. It just feels like a shame, Pep winning leagues all the time, and for Klopp as well, good for him to win it in his last season. I'd much rather Liverpool win it, to be honest with you guys. I agree with you. The lineup change was a mistake, and I'm done with Zinchenko. He needs to be benched. Yeah, Zinchenko is quite worrying, isn't it? I mean, this could be true about him focusing on non-football matters. I think this season, I know he'll have had good games here and there, but I think his performances have dropped off massively. I think he's been very, very poor, and I am a bit concerned. I mean, I think Arteta's probably played him yesterday because in the Champions League he came on and did good. But I just strongly feel as though he just isn't good enough right now, and he's not able to help us and improve us, which I do worry about. So that is sort of where I'm at with Zinchenko. I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same with that. Margin for error is gone. Now we have to be perfect to have a chance of winning the league. If City draw one game, we have to win every single one to do on goal difference. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's possible Man City can draw, but like you said, we have to win every game. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I don't think we're going to win every game from now to the end of the season. I think it's a bit of an ask for this team. I mean, we should. I just feel like I just worry about, Arteta changing things as well. I mean, like Wookie Corky said, Havertz, we know he works really well up top, so why change things in a different position? So that's the only thing I worry. Arteta, people, like I've mentioned before, people are questioning him a bit. I personally think Arteta be a massive mistake to get rid of him because we have come far under him. We have come a long way. And I just feel as though, he has made a few mistakes. I do think yesterday he made a few mistakes. But ultimately, we can be proud of the season so far. Or days before was last season, Massacre's defence. Do you know what I thought Zinchenko last season was so much better? I mean, I'm not too sure why. Maybe I just feel like he was scoring more goals as well. But now defensively, he is a liability. He is causing us a few issues, and it's quite difficult to watch. It's hard to watch. Defensively how poor he has been. He could have a few distractions, like Cookie said. So I think from now on you've got to just stick with what works really well. We know the likes of Kivior, Tomiyasu are doing good, so you've got to just keep it at that. Hey, I hope you're okay, and lovely to see you here. For buying, bring back Kivior and put Havertz back up top with Jorginho midfield. Yeah, I completely agree with that. You've got to go for that, haven't you? That works, so why change it? I think Kivior's done really good, and yeah, Jorginho I do love in the midfield, to be honest with you. He makes me feel really settled with Rice as well. I just don't see us getting maximum points from Chelsea, Spurs and Man United. Yeah, do you know what? That is going to be really, really tough. I think the Spurs game is probably the one that I'm nervous about. And I know Spurs this season here against Newcastle, they were really bad. They were really poor to watch. But, it's the North London derby at the end of the day. It's going to be really difficult, that one. It's Spurs Cup final. Nothing would please them more than put in the final. Yeah, the final nail in the coffin. It would be really difficult if they actually did that. It's gonna be really, it'd really annoy me if they did that, because you could imagine what social media is going to be like, and also we can't really lose any of these games. Like you said, we've got to win all of ours and hope Man City will drop points, but we've got to take it game by game. I do feel like the league is lost now, and I think I accepted that last night. It was really difficult to accept, because I really believe this season was our season. We look a lot better, a lot stronger. We've got more experience this season, and you look at the money we spent as well. It does really feel, it's a difficult one, but I'm not gonna say too much about it because the season hasn't ended. But I personally think Man City will win it now. Victor says, no, this Arteta out nonsense needs to stop. We lost one game. Of course, you do see it like that. We haven't really lost much, and that's a big progress. And we probably were going to lose at some point. I just feel like in the title race, it's these fine margins that do affect you and make you lose out on the league. So I think that's what makes it feel so hard. It feels so like a massive blow for us. The fact that these final, margins and errors do cost you in the end. So I do feel quite deflated with that. Stadiums are empty everywhere you go, including ours. It seems small point, but not a massive. Yeah, do you know what I was watching a few podcasts actually, and there have been people that said actually that fans left a lot early. I mean, I don't mind personally if you want to leave early. There would be different reasons why. I think, yeah, I mean, I do feel like the fans have been a little bit flat recently. I don't know if it's the TV, if it's, Sky, or if it's a stream you watch, but I've noticed that the fans do seem a bit flat. Maybe we're getting to the point in the season where just that nervous about doing it again, dropping these points in April, this type of the season where it's obviously really difficult. But you know what? Yeah, it's up to people if they want to leave early. But we do have to get behind the team through the good and bad times. That's what I always say. I think for me, we will face difficult times. We won't win every game, but I just think this is really disappointing because this is the time, really, isn't it, where you've got to win these type of games and not lose out. And unfortunately, it does feel as though we are losing out right now. Hey, Russell, lovely to see you in here. Hope you're okay. Victor said, sadly, yes, they exposed our need of a world-class number 9. I think that has to be a priority. Yeah, absolutely, definitely agree with that. I think for me, like you say, we could really, have played Havertz in that position, but Arteta chose the midfield. I mean, things could have been a bit better, but you know what? We've always needed a striker, haven't we, for a long time. It just energised Villa even more. They see mass exodus and think happy days. Yeah, definitely think that as well. It was really. I can't believe that they scored 2 goals in like literally 2 minutes. I thought, when they scored 1 goal, I thought, you know what? I wouldn't have been happy with a draw because I know we have to win each game. But I thought, you know what? A draw you could take. But when they scored the first goal, I thought, like, it just felt like a slap in the face. And then they scored 2. I just thought it's game over, But we've not lost in a while, so it does really hurt this one. It does feel disappointing. So I think it's understandable we feel like this. Hey David. David says still positive here. Liverpool and City will lose some points too. Yesterday we had a bad game. Yeah, I get that. I mean, obviously, people do have bad day at the office. Liverpool did yesterday, and Liverpool haven't done great recently. They are going for a bit of a blip. I think I just see it as, it's this time of the season where we struggle, where we drop points, and I feel like we've got to cut that out. I mean, I know we're not perfect, and we will draw some games, but I think as Man City is so good, it's going to be really difficult for them to drop points now. But, like you said, it's possible it could still happen. But it just feels like, yeah, I just feel devastated. I feel deflated. But I think as well we've got to put a lot of our focus in the Champions League. Now I personally think. But like you said, it's not over till it's over. But I just really do think Man City it's going to be a big ask for them to drop points. Worst result we should have taken was a draw, especially going into the game knowing the Liverpool result. Yeah, I think, when we saw the Liverpool result, I personally was thinking, you know what, I can't believe, they've done that. I mean, this season, obviously, they were doing good, but they came to a point where they started to drop points. They started to kind of fall off a little bit. And I just feel like, you know what, for me, it's going to be tough now. I just felt like with them dropping points, it would have gave us the motivation to do it, but we just really struggled in that game yesterday. First half, like a lot of people said, we did do good, and if we take our chances, we obviously win, and you can't blame Arteta for us not taking our chances. But you know, you can't help but feel, you know, deflated, can you, by that second half performance? And obviously it's kind of strange playing Unai Emery, isn't it? Because it'd be nice if it would have worked in the past when Unai Emery was here. I wanted it to work. But you know what? I don't feel like he was right for Arsenal. I do feel like Arteta has this connection with the club that Unai Emery didn't have. So I just feel like we need to stick for Arteta. But I know people's frustration. We haven't won a trophy for a very long time, and we do need to go back up there, get to where we need to be as a club. I mean, we're challenging against Pep, against Klopp. That's really incredible, and we have come a long way. A few seasons ago, we wouldn't have been able to compete with them, would we? And we didn't compete. I was used to watching us getting battered by, you know, Liverpool's Klopp, you know, Pep Guardiola. So, you know, we have come far, we have progressed. I just want us to get over the line with the league, because I've not really seen us do that, and I've not seen us ever win the league, and I really want that to happen. So, yeah, I really hope we can do that. First, we dumped us out of Europa League with Villarreal. Now he has potentially ruined our title charge. Yeah, can he just go away, please? Because, yeah, he's absolutely ruining it for us, isn't he, really? Yeah, that Villarreal game was honestly, like, I felt devastated yesterday. I feel devastated today, but that was a different level of devastation. It's really weird, you know, the manager used to have, when he, you know, affects you, he dumps you out of you know, cup ties, and now the league. It does feel really annoying. But I do think we've really got ourselves to blame yesterday. We weren't good enough, were we? And it was a bad day at the office. But I just think because of before Dubai, we had our slip ups, and I feel like when we've had that, we couldn't have it again. And the fact we've had a little slip up now, I want to see us how we bounce back in our upcoming games. Against, you know, the Champions League one. I think if we got knocked out, I did say the season, I think the most we'll get is the quarterfinals. So it would be kind of like my prediction, but I still couldn't help but feel devastated with the fact, you know, we could have gone a bit further. Obviously, it'd be a great dream to win the Champions League, but yeah, we've got to just, you know, keep going with the Champions League. I think that's going to be our next focus. We've got to cut those errors out that we did in that game. And I know a few Bayern Munich players are set to be out, like Sané, so Gnabry potentially. So I think there are positives to take, but we've really got to take these opportunities and win that game, haven't we, guys? It's going to be tough. And Kane loves a goal against us, doesn't he? So it's not ideal that he plays against us, but you know what? We do have opportunities to win silverware. I think when this has died down, things will be a bit better. But I think, you know, last night a lot of fans felt really, you know, devastated. I felt devastated. It's a big blow, isn't it? I know the team will have felt devastated, and I did want to speak about our captain Odegaard, because for me, I think he's been absolutely incredible. I felt like, you know, he's doing everything he should, and the players, you know, haven't really, you know, been there for him. I mean, he's putting all these great crosses in the box. He's literally trying to get us to win games, and we're just not able to be clinical in front of goal. And I felt like it's a bit unfair on Odegaard. Odegaard to me is a true captain. I think it's absolutely incredible that, you know, he's our captain now and he's a true leader. You can really see that by his performances. So yeah, I'm really loving Odegaard at the moment. I think he's doing a really good job, and I just can't wait to see more of him this season. And even if we don't win anything, he should be really proud of how it's going for him, how his performances are, because I am. Alice Talks Football has us beating Atletico on pens to win the Champions League. Oh, please, if we did that, I'd be made up. I'd really love to see us win the Champions League. I think we just got to enjoy the ride of the Champions League and see how far it goes. Odegaard is always last back in the dressing room and always goes around the pitch to clap the fans. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I saw some pictures on the internet, and he was just applauding all the supporters, and that he'll be devastated that he's lost that game yesterday, and he'll probably know potentially that's affected the title. But I feel like the fact he still goes out to do it, he still gives back to the supporters that have gone to the games. I think it shows you how much he loves to be part of this team, and I think he's a very special player. Jason says, "Good evening, Sophie. On the bright side, we are Gooners supporting the best team in London, and we are both the noise of the talk cousins up the road. Happy days." I mean, obviously, really good to see Spurs lose to Newcastle the way they did. Yeah, that felt like a victory for us. But you know what? It's actually, I think as time goes on, you do have to focus on your next fixture. And if we don't win the league, we'll talk about it at the end of the season. But I think at the moment it does feel very, very devastating that we've lost that game, because I didn't expect us to lose that game yesterday. I didn't expect it to be easy, because I know they want top 4, and they probably will. I hope they get top 4 over Spurs, really, and that'd be an incredible achievement for them. But yeah, it's just a devastating time, really. Yesterday the result was really painful. It just shocked me because we've not lost in so long, and I just didn't expect things to go like this. But I did expect us to drop points soon, because we've got Spurs, United, Chelsea, so I think we've got the hardest fixtures out of the rest of them. But the title race, there can be many twists and turns in it, and we've got to just see how it's going to go. It's going to be really nerve-wracking, of course. If it went to the last day, that would really stress me out, because it puts pressure on you as a team. And it's difficult. I mean, Arsenal in recent years have done great with pressure, and now as the seasons have gone on, we have done better. But I just think at the moment, we've got to just focus on our games that are coming up. This is the highlight of their season. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of Spurs fans have been quite happy, to see us lose, and I just think, what, you probably won't get top 4. You've not had the best season. So I'm fine with that, to be honest, because I'm just happy to the fact we have done good this season, and it's been great to be back in the Champions League as well. We started well, but our second half was brutal. Villa put on a masterclass in the second half and outplayed us. Yeah, I can't argue against it. That's very, very true. I think they did outplay us. I think they did better than us and everything. They had a lot of ball domination, and it was a very difficult one to control. I felt like we needed like a Giroud to come on, or Trossard, and Trossard was playing, so we couldn't obviously bring him on. I think he makes much of an impact when he's on the bench, so we didn't have that, and we needed that. I know Martinelli came on, and that was obviously great to see him, but I just felt like at that point it felt like the game was over when we were losing. But yeah, it's good to kind of chat about the game a day after, because I think if I would have came on here yesterday, I'd have been really annoyed. I mean, I just felt shocked. You only just feel taken back by a result, and you just can't process it properly. I was like, because I looked at these games and I think it's in our hand now, and we can win this, and we obviously haven't won it right now. But yeah, we've got to just see how it goes the rest of the season. I think there's about 7 games to go. I'm going to stay on here for 5 more minutes, guys, and I'm going to end the stream. So please do, if you can, hit the like button, do subscribe if you're new. But I'm going to just speak about the games we've got left and talk to you guys about how I'm feeling about that. So obviously the Champions League game against Bayern will be on Wednesday. Still nervous about that. I can't, stop thinking about it, because if we get through, then things feel a lot better about our club right now. Things feel a lot more positive. If we lose, we go out, it feels like all doom and gloom. So that one's going to be massive. And then we've obviously got Wolves, which is going to be an interesting one. I think we should win that, but you can't underestimate them. Chelsea. Now, Chelsea's a very strange one, because they've had a really bad season. But then, Cole Palmer, he's a really good player, and I just feel like it's going to be tough playing against him. I think they will score against us, but I think we should win that, really. And obviously Spurs away, which I'm so nervous about. I just love a North London derby, and we drew with them at the start of the season. Obviously Bournemouth, United, and the last game is against Everton at home. Everton when we play away at Everton, we struggle. So the fact that it's home, we should win that. We'll probably win like 5-0 because Man City will win the league. Like when the pressure's off us, we do really well. I mean Bournemouth as well. I think they're a really exciting team. I know against United they should have won that, and that was pretty unfair for them. But you know, we have got difficult fixtures. I definitely think the United and Spurs one, possibly Chelsea, is the games we have to look at and think it's going to be tough. But yeah, it's going to be. I think we've got the most difficult fixtures out of everyone. My thoughts exactly. Trossard is a super sub. He just doesn't have the same impact when he starts. Yeah, definitely. When he comes on, he has his energy that we lack in the game that we really need. So I definitely think playing him will definitely be a positive thing for us. So I hope in that game Arteta will do that. I get the logic to a degree of playing a team who finished Bayern game, but Trossard is a lot better off the bench. Yeah, I hope to see Trossard off the bench when we play Bayern Munich, I think, for me. We've got to win that. We've really got to. I think we can do it if we cut our mistakes. I think, you know what, it was a really chaotic game, that game. A lot of people... I think a lot of fans underestimated Bayern Munich, actually. And I was one of the ones who were saying that, you know what, it's not going to be easy. But I'm nervous about it. It's going to be really exciting. I might do a preview for the game on Wednesday, but if not, I would definitely do a review after the game. It's going to be really tough. I think it will be. I'm just going to check what time the Bayern Munich game's on. It's on at 8, so it'll probably be on... Oh god, I hope it doesn't go to like extra time or anything. So yeah, that game's on at 8, so I'll probably come on after that. Honestly, it's going to be... Oh, it's going to be stressful, isn't it? I mean, I do expect there to be a lot of goals in that game. Victor has said, nice chat with you, Sophie. As always, like and subscribe. Thank you, Victor. And yes, please do, guys. Do subscribe. Do you like this video while you're watching? It will mean a lot to me. It will help me out grow my channel. I really appreciate your support, especially when I did my videos and my pre-recorded ones while I was on holiday. I do appreciate that too. But yeah, that one Wednesday, that's going to be a must win. I'm just interested to see how we're going to bounce back from that, because it does feel really difficult right now, doesn't it? That one. But thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope this therapy session helped you guys. I mean, it was good to get it off my chest. I hadn't really spoken about it much since the game. I was going to do a pre-recorded one today, but I thought it would be good to chat with you all about the game, have a nice chat with you guys to hear your thoughts while I'm doing this. But a big thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Before I do go, please do hit the like button for me. Please do subscribe, do share. Thank you so much for joining me, Cookie. Always lovely to see you in here, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.